Welcome back for episode number 3 of the top 25 games of all time list. Hope you're doing well. It's your boy, Wes Gardner. If you haven't seen the previous 2 videos, I strongly urge you to do so. We talk at length about some absolute classics, great stuff. And speaking of some classics, we got a stellar lineup for you guys this time. Oh, we're getting so close to that top 10 and even closer to that top 5, man. Ooh, it's getting good. But hey, without further ado, let's get it going. Episode number 3 of the top 25 games of all time. So this is where the hate mail is going to start, I think. Final Fantasy XII is the next game on the list. And in my opinion, Final Fantasy XII is the best game in the series. Just is. It's not for everyone, but the way it worked on me, I'll never forget it. I'm a big fan of massively multiplayer games like EverQuest, Ultima Online, Dark Age of Camelot. You know, you go way back. I've probably played it. Final Fantasy XII gave me that in a single player form, which is all I ever wanted. I've always wanted something as big and robust as a massively multiplayer game, but with a single player focus and very story heavy. That's Final Fantasy XII. I mean, it's so good, Dragon Age and BioWare stole from it for their Gambit system, or for their kind of loadout system on their deals. It's a straight clone of the Gambit system from Final Fantasy XII. Just fantastic system. You can set the artificial intelligence of your party members to heal themselves, to heal you, to get aggressive if somebody's defense is lower than a certain net. So a lot of stat crunching, a lot of number crunching. Lovely, beautiful, beautiful game. And I actually have 2 editions of it. I'll go grab them real quick to show them. The actual collector's edition on launch day came with everything, still has it. All the books, stuff like that. This game is just remarkable. But then, of course, what kind of collector would I be if I also didn't get the remaster edition for the PS4 on the Zodiac Age? But no matter how you play it or when you play it, please play it. Give it a chance. Get about an hour in. You'll know if it's for you then. The world is so big and expansive. It's just incredible. There are some faults with the game, I will say that, but just how it affected me and how it works, just the mechanics of it and all of it coming together to make one giant world of Ivalice. Amazing. Amazing. Whoo, man. So we had Quake 3 on the list earlier. Love Quake 3, and we talked about the original Unreal Tournament. But I don't think Unreal Tournament 99 is the best game in that franchise. I believe Unreal Tournament 2004 is the best game in the franchise, and that's why it's my number 14 list. I'm excited about this video because now I get to go and re-record some gameplay footage, and I'm going to get it 1080p, 60 frames a second. That's the way the game should be seen. Oh, that game's great! Oh, it's the best deathmatch, twitchy shooter, team arena style game ever. Bar none, period. Get it wherever you need to get it. I will play you online. It's so much fun. The flak cannon in that game is perfect. It has the single shot where you just launch a grenade kind of that way, or the flak cannon, single shot, you have tiny little shells that kind of ping pong across walls. So you can do crazy like bank shots like you're playing pool. And then there's a lob where you just lob grenades with the alt fire on it. And man, oh man, ooh, that's going to be good. I'm going to be putting a ton of footage of that up there. You're probably seeing it right now. But fantastic lightning gun stuff. The music's great. Once again, just like Quake 3 Arena, back whenever Unreal Tournament 2004 came out, it came out in kind of this Game of the Year edition, which had the level editor, Unreal Ed, on the disc. So once again, I started dabbling into level creation and things like that. It really, you know, a game's good when you just don't want to play the game. You want to help grow the game, and you want to make it bigger and invest part of yourself into it. That's what this game did. And this is, once again, one of my earlier Power Hour episodes. But I'm glad I'm able to recapture footage for it now. Oh, it's so great. Just go play it, guys. It's so much fun. I'll battle you online, one-on-one. We'll put some money on the line, baby. Let's go! Oh, where to start with this one? So World of Warcraft, man, really, where do you start with this one? World of Warcraft is enormous. It's still going. I'm still subscribed. I play it every once in a while. Not as much as I have before, but now Battle for Azeroth is coming out. I'm getting excited about it again. Everything that I loved about Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 is real-time strategy games. They brought in lore-wise to World of Warcraft, and then it just blew up, man. Like I said earlier, I'm a big fan of massively multiplayer games, and I'll go ahead and say it. I think World of Warcraft is the best one ever made. There are different types of MMOs now, more action-based one like Guild Wars 2, or, you had Terra and some of the Korean-style MMOs. But World of Warcraft just has everything I want. It has great setup as far as character classes. It has very, very good in-game, very good in-game. You can spend years, no lie, years of your life just doing the in-game raids, kind of leveling up, getting there. Especially if you're starting from level 1, say bye-bye to about 3 years of your life to get where you need to be, right? But they've made it easier than ever to get into. So I think World of Warcraft is great because it's Blizzard's way of trying new things. So whenever you see, I always think of a company like Nintendo, where they'll do, hey, let's do Mario Tennis. And then let's take Mario and make Mario Golf. And then let's do a regular Mario game. And then let's try, Mario Baseball. Let's do all these different types of things using Mario as the crux. World of Warcraft is Blizzard's way of learning different gameplay styles within one kind of universe. So, I mean, Hearthstone exists because of the World of Warcraft trading card game, which I have a box copy of, by the way. They put Pokemon in the game, for God's sake. Like, what? There's so many things you can do in World of Warcraft. And it really is a living, breathing world. It feels like whenever you're logged off, something's happening that you're missing out on. And, depending on how addicted you get to that type of mentality, there's a lot to dig into. It can eat away years of your life. I think I'm relatively low on my hours played, but I think I still broke over 1,000. Crazy. But yeah, that came out since 2004. I've played it ever since. Beautiful game, a masterclass in storytelling, in procedural storytelling where you make the story. I can tell you some old 40-man raid stories that keep me up at night, But World of Warcraft, it's my jam. That's the one. That is the one. It's the chosen one. Ah, man. Final Fantasy Tactics. Came out in 1997 on the PS1. I played it then. I played through it. I love the gameplay loop. I just didn't know the story. The story was kind of hard to follow. It was a little, and then I set it aside for a while. But each time I came back, I understood more and more about what was going on. And where I say Final Fantasy XII is the best Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy Tactics is easily the best offshoot, non-numbered Final Fantasy entry. I will say they are tied in regards to my favorite Final Fantasy anything. But at the end of the day, I think Final Fantasy Tactics is the better game. Kind of the all-encompassing, all-in-one package, especially if you have a phone, if you have a cell phone, go download The War of the Lions, which is a remake of the PSP game, which, let me go grab it. So we got it right here. Just a fantastic game. The strategy, the depth, all of the character classes, you unlock the jobs, the abilities, it really makes you think. It really makes you use your magic points smartly. Do you want to do a big summon right now? Do you want to save it? As the story goes on and on, you're going to get a lot of characters that you think are good guys are actually bad guys, vice versa. Some longtime friends that you have as far as the in-game story end up not being so friendly after a while. So it's a game that really talks about political intrigue and what side of history are you on. There's a lot to dig into on this. Once again, I've done a Power Hour episode on it. You're probably noticing a trend here. The Power Hour is kind of a place where I can play some of my favorite games for an hour and have an excuse to talk about them. So I'll link to all these games that are in there, probably in the description. And yeah, just find a way to play it. PS1 on your phone. If you have a PSP, grab War of the Lions. Just phenomenal, phenomenal game. So 1998, a bona fide PC classic. And it was hard for me to pick between this one or the sequel, but I chose the original, Thief, The Dark Project. It is So much fun to play as Garrett and sneak into the shadows, mess with the AI a little bit. I really love that kind of open worldy, well, not open world, I guess it would actually be a sandbox, to where you get a set limitation on where you're at, kind of in space and time, and then you can do kind of whatever you want, whichever way you want within those confines. And doing stealth, you know, getting the first time I got a water arrow and shot it and put out a torch, so that way it's more dark and I can sneak through. I knew this was my freaking game, man. Oh my gosh. Because now your loadouts, depending on how do you want to solve these missions. How do you want to go steal this gem that's in the, the queen's vanity? You know, you have these set things you want to do. You can sell your stolen goods at a fence. The fence gives you good value on it, and he makes demands. Or not necessarily demands, I guess it's more like quests. Like, hey, I heard so-and-so just came into town, and I heard that they have a bearskin rug, or whatever. And you're like, I'm going to find a way to steal that bearskin rug. So, very, very cool. The world building's great, and that game gets scary. Good lord, man. Near the end of the game, you start, your palms get sweaty, mom's spaghetti, man, because you're in the thick of it. You have guards everywhere. They can kind of one-shot kill you. Ooh, it gets tense, but just genuinely awesome game. So much fun. Yeah, either Thief, this one, or the Dark Age. Or the Metal Age, I think the second one is called. Man, oh man, those games are great. Can you believe it? Another list is in the can. It's a wrap, man. 2 Final Fantasy games. 2 of them. What shenanigans is this? Anyways, guys, hope you guys dug episode number 3 of the top 25 games of all time. Let me know what you think of the list in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What are some of your favorite games of all time? Do they match what I have on my list so far? Let me know. But until next time, guys, that's it. But oh, wait. Oh, what does that mean? Next episode, are we breaking into the top 10? Top 10 games of all time? Oh, man, I can't wait. But you know what? You got to. You got to. That's just how life is, man. We'll be back real soon, starting with the top 10 of all time. But until then, you know the drill. Peace.